Hi, my name's Nancy. I'm from Southeast Queensland. Come along with me and see what I've done this week to get my garden ready for spring. I have finally put some things in my greenhouse, mainly some tomatoes and capsicums and some squash, but there'll be more to come soon. I also put my two up-potted tomatoes into the ground as it has been nice and warm, and they are doing really well. My husband also bought some basil plants for me, and I've put a few of them in the garden, and some are still in my greenhouse. And then I've just put some jars over the top of them to keep them nice and warm as we're still having cool nights. I also put out my capsicums. I up-potted them into the big pots where they will stay for the summer, and they are doing so well in my garden. My broccoli, I think we're finally at the end of broccoli season. I've cut back all of these heads and I've actually started picking them out of the ground and feeding them to the chickens, and they are definitely enjoying this. My cabbages are doing so well. They have doubled in size in the last week, as have the little silver beet there. And unfortunately, my kale has finally started to go to seed, and I'm inclined to let it go to seed. Maybe I will even seed save a little bit for next winter. I'm sure the chickens will enjoy that as well. I also spied the first asparagus in my raspberry bed. I will probably just let this go to seed as it is in a really awkward spot. My poor bok choy and pak choy, though, they do not like this spot, so I think I'll pull them out and put some flowers in there eventually pretty soon. My mama hen's eggs didn't hatch, but I managed to get her 6 little chicks from a friend, and they are doing so well. This mama is so good with these chicks. She actually lets me pick them up. This here is a pekin. I'm hoping that it's not a rooster. Hey, where you go, little thing? I talked about this in my last video, but I have been adding leaves to the bottom of my chicken coop. We had an abundance of leaves from the neighborhood. Oh my gosh, I've got a chicken pecking my bum. And it has definitely helped the soil quality here. And I even saw Mumma Hen picking a worm out yesterday. It's nice for them to be able to scratch here, as I haven't been letting them free range in my garden, because of course I don't want my nice flowers being annihilated like they've annihilated this kale. Do you mind, girls? Gosh, they have their own personality. So if you've got an abundance of leaves, here's another way to use them in your garden, rather than just composting them or sending them to the green waste bin to go for the council to deal with. The chickens love this so much that they are giving us currently at least 6 eggs a day, which is so nice and finally rewarding, because I don't think we've actually had that many so far. I feel so lucky to be able to raise my own chicks, and my son to be able to witness the growth of baby chicks into big chickens and sometimes roosters. Now, we were at my mum's this week, and she has all of these alpine strawberries in her garden beds, and she rarely picks them and just lets them go to seed. And it's amazing to see just how many actually go to seed. All these little plants in this garden are actually strawberries. So I stole some dried out little plants off her bushes, and I actually brought them home, and I sprinkled them throughout all of my strawberry guttering along the fence line where all of the strawberries had died over the winter. I'm hoping that this will create a little forest of alpine strawberries, because I just love alpine strawberries so much. They are delicious and sweet and not very big. They don't last very long in the fridge, but they are good eating straight off the vine, which is perfect when you have a 4-year-old who loves to munch on strawberries. Now, while we were also at my mum's, she had this beautiful nasturtium plant in this beautiful red jewel tone. So I stole some seeds in the hopes that I'll be able to plant them and recreate them myself. I just love nasturtiums. So I've done some seed planting out. I've put those nasturtiums I took from my mum's garden into here. I know they probably should be a bit more dried out, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I've put them in. If they germinate, great. I put some little sunflowers in this last little thing because there's only 11 lots. I've also put some borage seeds I just found in my seed collection box into this container, and then some transplanted borage from my mum's garden. I also have this gourd that I grew 2 years ago that has sat in my garden shed for 2 years now. I painted it gold. I have another one my son painted green and yellow. I'm going to take it to Dad's this week and get him to put a little hole in it, and then I will top coat them so that they can go out in the garden for the birds. They're full of seeds. I would never grow this again. It went everywhere and was a pain in the bum. I only got 2 out of the whole plant. I have a couple of other things in my greenhouse that are hopefully going to sow soon. And yeah, it's finally spring. I also moved the worm farm into this area of my garden. It's close to the door of the chicken coop where I open to clean it out. I moved it from up here near this tree because the tree lopper is coming this week to get rid of this tree in the preparations for us to put a slab down and get a greenhouse going. I am yet to get worms though, so I haven't used this in a while, so hopefully this coming week I can go and get some worms and fill it up and start vermicomposting again, as well as my other compost bin is quite full and I have nowhere to turn it to, so just another way for us to use it. We also had a problem with a fly last time I used it, and they actually make really good food for chickens, so maybe if they come back again we could feed them to the chickens as another form of nutrients. What have you got there?
Worms!
Yes! And where are we going to put our worms?
In the garden shed.
No, we're going to put them in our worm farm. Are you excited? Can you find some worms in here? Oh, I see them. Do you see them?
Yeah, I see one.
Shall we put them in our worm farm? Don't tip the bag out there. Can I bring the bag up here and we'll tip them into here? I think the chickens like the worms too. Do you? Bring the whole bag up here. And you can tip them out. Good. Oh, can you see lots of worms? You might leave the bag there too, so that all the little worms in there can crawl out of there too, hey? How many worms do you see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Lots and lots of worms. It's very exciting.
9.
We've popped our worms in our worm farm. I'm going to leave the bag here for a couple of days just because often there's little tiny worms inside it. And then I've got this bit of a hessian sack that was left over from my dog's bed, which I put on top. Hopefully we'll get nice vermicompost. The first of my ranunculus have finally come up too. I have no idea what colour I planted, and I will definitely grow more next year, but I'm super excited for all those blooms. These freesias, they smell amazing. They've come up too. I probably wouldn't grow them again. My poppies though aren't doing so well, although since I took this I have seen some blooms come up and I'm so excited about them. The jonquils, they smell amazing. I hope they last a long time. There's still heaps of daffodils coming, and then the rest of my spring flowers are coming along slowly. I can't wait for them to bloom as the weather warms up. My rhubarb here that I transplanted has doubled in size again in the last week. It's amazing. And that's it. That's the whole tour for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.